school-to-prison pipeline, the business side to incarcerate and not educating students in public schools in the Arkansas Law Review dated 2015. She found that remarkably, the United States holds 25% of the world's prisoners, but only has 5% of the world's population. This issue has a large impact on all of society, and it's largely due to the mass incarceration of nonviolent drug offenders. Once I became aware of this issue, I started researching, and I looked into the development and the impact that it has on society. Privatization has a significant effect on the entirety of the criminal justice system, and all citizens should be informed on the inner workings of it. It resides, the origins of privatization of prisons resides in the 13th Amendment, which has the purpose loophole that plantation owners used to basically reinstate slavery under a different name. It developed from debt, peonage, and convicting, which were used to sustain the Southern economy after slavery was abolished. Enslaved African Americans had been the backbone of the Southern economy, and not only because of their labor. They had a vast agricultural knowledge that plantation owners wanted to retain them as workers at a low price. So they used the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, except as punishment for crime. This loophole was discovered, and numerous laws were then enacted, which specifically targeted black men. One example of laws targeting crimes of black men was vagrancy, which Douglas A. Blackman described as a catch-all offense to which any black man was vulnerable to at almost any time. In his book, Slavery by Another Name, The Reenslavement of Black Americans from the Civil War to World War II, dated 2009. Convict leasing was eventually snuffed out by Theodore Roosevelt. However, it came back under another name, private prisons. They gained popularity in the 1980s due to what Alfred Aumann described in his article, Prison Privatization and Inmate Labor in the Global Economy, Reframing the Debate Over Private Prisons in Fordham Urban Law Journal, December 2014, as the burgeoning prison population, economic pressures on government coffers, and the mood of the electorate converged to facilitate the discussion of prison privatization. These circumstances, however, were engineered by the Republican Party over the course of years, which can be shown through the increase in prison populations not being directly connected to an overall increase in crime. The Republican Party, specifically the Reagan and Bush administrations, had capitalized on the people's fear of crime during this time in order to achieve their own political goals. They had simultaneously expanded criminalization while cutting federal budgets. Private prisons were brought about and filled through the school-to-prison pipeline and the war on drugs, which were pushed by the two administrations. Harsh punishments in schools and the racial bias in the implementation of these rules led to students of color being introduced to the criminal system at a very young age. The disciplinary policies of public schools had come to reflect the laws of the country at large, with zero-tolerance policies resembling three-strike laws and minimum mandatory sentencing laws. Similarly, these policies, similar to the three-strike laws and minimum mandatory sentencing laws, these policies were implemented in such ways that white students were disciplined less severely than students of color for the same offenses. The same tough-on-crime politicians who had advocated for stricter sentencing supported these severe discipline policies that often require referral to the criminal justice system. And private prison corporations even made campaign contributions to these politicians, knowing that arresting students at schools fueled the pipeline to prison. The flow of students and criminals into the prison industry not only serves the interest of private prison corporations, but of the federal government, as keeping students out of the education system and placing them in the prison system benefits both the government because it avoids the cost associated with keeping those students in school, and private prisons because they rely on a steady flow of inmates. The war on drugs, meanwhile, targeted the marginalized while ignoring the rampant drug use in affluent white neighborhoods. Reagan's Anti-Drug Abuse Act of 1986 had targeted low-income black communities for the use of less expensive crack cocaine, while white communities were using the more expensive powder cocaine and were not being arrested for it. This also established minimum mandatory sentencing laws, which were possibly the largest contributor to the increase in the population. As by the end of 1997, 68% of all minimum security federal prisoners were nonviolent drug offenders. The Bush administration furthered this move towards privatization with his commitment to balancing the budget. This resulted in budget restrictions consistent with the ideas of proponents of privatization. Such ideas were specifically outlined in a statement supporting prison privatization that governments may need to enact legislative changes and or reduce resources available to government encourage greater use of privatization. All while cutting budgets, Bush also provided monetary incentive to privatize prisons in the form of federal aid given to state and local governments that complied. Both the pipeline to prison and the war on drugs disproportionately affected people of color in marginalized communities and contributed to the rapid increase in prison populations. Not only were the methods of finding laborers vile, societal benefits were virtually non-existent. Many see the prison industry as unethical and ineffective and showcase the effects on inmates' health and recidivism rates to show this. The research covered in Manny's article, The Influence of Prison Climate on the Mental Health of Adult Prisoners, a literature review in the Journal of Psychiatric and Mental Health Nursing, dated 2015, on the relation between isolation, activity, mental stimulation, and mental health found that social factors can significantly impact an individual's mental health, and prisoners' mental health is negatively affected by long isolated periods. According to interviews with prisoners done by Kerry Richmond and transcribed in his article, Why Work While Incarcerated, Inmate Perceptions on the Prison Industry and Employment, in the Journal of Offender Rehabilitation, dated 2014, prison is an environment where a person is stripped of their identity. Many prisoners also experience a kind of culture shock upon release due to this dehumanization and are finding themselves unable to cope. One inmate even stated that a lot of guys don't have the mindset to follow through on the outside. If you don't use your mind while you're in prison, you become institutionalized. You end up taking the prison with you. Alongside this negative impact on prisoners' health, work programs were shown to have little effect on recidivism rates. While many would agree that the purpose of prisons or the corrections system is to fix whatever is causing criminal behavior, Unicor, one of the leading corporations, is explicit in stating that rehabilitation is not the primary goal it was in the past. Rather, Unicor has adopted what the website refers to as a balanced model, combining punishment, deterrence, and incapacitation. Prisons are not helping as was claimed, rather they are harming society through mass imprisonment of nonviolent drug offenders. Essentially, private prisons were created to provide cheap labor for private corporations through the further exploitation of African Americans and other people of color, and gaining knowledge on the development and continuation of private